What's going on, guys? Earlier this month at Summer Games Fest, Delta Force Hawk Ops Alpha Test was announced to be coming out in July, so here's my breakdown of everything you're going to need to know during the run-up to the release. First of all, I want to touch on PC specs, and as you can see here, an Intel i3 with a 12GB RAM and a GTX 960 is good enough to run the game at basic settings, with the recommended settings of an i5 processor, 16GB of RAM, and a GTX 1060. Those are pretty low specs for a modern PC game, so that's going to open it up for a lot more players to play, and it should stop this bar that we've seen recently of releases near and higher end systems to run well. So that's a really good positive point for the game. Next, we're going to be jumping into the multiple modes that are available in this game. There are three, known as Hazard Ops, Havoc Warfare, and the campaign mode Black Hawk Down. Hazard Ops looks akin to DMZ, where there's going to be 3-man teams with a choice of 4 classic classes available, each with their own unique gear and gadgets, offering multiple ways to attack objectives and employ different tactics on the battlefield. An item called the Mandel Brick is available for collection in round, but will expose you to everyone on the map like some kind of sadist hunt squad contract, but the rewards promise to be great, so if you can beat off everyone on the map, this is well worth doing. Next on the list is the Havoc Warfare mode, which is a reboot of the classic multiplayer mode from the OG outings, which set the bar for a massive online battles at 50 players 21 years ago, guys. Offering battlefield-style all-out warfare with huge teams across multiple maps. You can skip assault ships, command a tank, or fly a Black Hawk chopper into the fray. There's even armored LTVs and ATVs to get around the map quickly if violence, speed, and momentum is your preferred plan of attack. All in all, there are almost 10 different vehicles at your disposal as you struggle to control the map for the play space. This mode looks to be one that can finally go Battlefield or run for its money, and that can only be good news for fans of the genre. And the final mode is the Black Hawk Down campaign mode. This is a full remaster of the original game from 2003 that's based on the 1999 book by Mark Bowden. This alone promises to be a gripping and cinematic campaign experience, but when you couple that with the breathtaking graphics this updated version is capable of, and we stand to have one of the best campaign releases in quite some time. I wish I'd played the OG, but this seems to be a damn good way to dip my toes into the boot of a Special Forces operator for the first time. And now onto the operator classes. All in all, there are 5 classes, each with their own abilities, tactical gear, gadgets and traits. Bear with me, there's some crazy stuff in here, but I'll do my best to try and explain it all quickly. First off, there is Assault Class number 1, codenamed D-Wolf. He has the ability for faster ADS movement compared to other classes, and can use the AT4 in Havoc Warfare mode. Tactical gear features an exoskeleton for increased movement and speed, which with kills can be extended and also recovers your health and stamina at the same time. It also coupled with a triple grenade launcher and smoke grenade gadgets, and the trait for attack slide, which I'm sure you can understand what that is. The second operator I'm going to go to is Assault Class number 2, which is codenamed Vira, and he still has the faster ADS base movement and ability to use the AT4, but his exosuit has been replaced by an air shell launcher, which utilizes a thumper to deliver a compressed air shell with an area of effect that knocks down all enemies within its reach. There's also a dynamic propulsion gadget, which is essentially a rocket pack that shoots you across the map, and if you kill an enemy on one of these flights, it reduces the cooldown for it. And this also has an E-bomb gadget, which is essentially a Semtex, and an unnamed trait, which I'm going to call the Sack Tap, which is basically an overdrive system that kicks in when falling from too high to minimize fall damage, whilst at the same time boosting your speed, and using items whilst under effect also increases this speed. Next on the list is the Engineer class, codenamed Shepherd. Has the ability to cut wired fences, repair vehicles and construct defences for the squads, and can use the AT4 and a Stinger in the Havoc Warfare mode. Tactical gear is the Sonic Paralysis, which is a controllable UAV used to target enemy players with up to 4 bursts of sonic energy. It can also be used against enemy devices, Sonic Trap, which is essentially a suppression mine, and a frag grenade, and a buffer defense trait which reduces explosion shock when active. Next on the list is the Recon class, codenamed Luna. She has access to the radio to recon map and can activate respawn beacons in Havoc Warfare mode. Tactical gear comes in the form of the Recon arrow, which if you shoot into the air it flies and sends data back regarding enemy positions and marks them for the team. The gadgets also include a Volt arrow, which delivers damage over time through shocks to anyone that it hits, frag grenades, and the Hunter Mark trait, which highlights any enemy who takes damage from you for a short period amount of time. And there is finally the support category, codenamed Stinger, which has access to the Therapeutic Tactical Pistol, which essentially has the ability to lock on and track friendlies and heal multiple of them at the same time. Also, it reduces any debuffs that might be in effect. Not only that, it can be used on yourself if needed. Gadgets available are the smoke screen, which is a UAV that leaves a smoke trail in its wake, which can be controlled by the player, and the high-tech smoke grenade, which has multiple uses. Most interesting of which, it can be combined with a therapeutic pistol to create a swarm of medical nanobots that heal your team. And finally, the quick rescue trait, which uses the nanobot swarm into one player to recover a downed squad mate and boost their HP as they recover. And now onto vehicles and weapons. Unfortunately, the information available for vehicles and weapons is extremely limited at this stage, but so far it is showing 5 available weapons: the RCX battle rifle and a classic M4A1, the PKM LMG, the ASVAL AR, and the K15 SMG, which is essentially the Chris Vector, or i.e. the best SMG ever made. I'm sad to see a lack of dedicated high caliber sniper rifle here, but hopefully one will be added to the game at a later date and I can start popping heads from a distance. With vehicles, there is an Apache attack chopper, ATV, an armoured personnel carrier that has a wide range of armaments and features such as an active defence system and an anti-aircraft vehicle similar to the infantry one. Also, there is a light armoured vehicle similar to the LTV from DMZ, which features a respawn beacon, which I find extremely interesting. And those are the main points I think matter going into the Delta Force alpha playtest next month. I'm really looking forward to what this game has to offer, and I'm interested in all 3 game modes, which is something to be said about a game release these days. It looks gorgeous to boot, but ultimately the game will sell itself to me based on core gameplay, server stability, and how the devs deal with the inevitable dickless cheaters that will attempt to take over it. Microtransactions are likely to be present, but as always, if they don't affect core gameplay, I have zero problems with the monetization of a free-to-play title. For those of you looking to hazard ops to replace the dead DMZ mode from Call of Duty, approach this game with an open mind and set your expectations before jumping in. I don't see this having the same fast-paced arcade-style gameplay so synonymous with COD, although I do see it surpassing DMZ when it comes to being a solid, accessible extraction shooter. I suppose this depends. What do you like? Call of Duty or extraction shooters? Anyway guys, that is going to be it from me. Thank you for dropping into the video. If you're new here, hit that sub button. Guys, can you hit the like button on the way through? The more exposure this video gets, the better it's going to be for me going forward onto Delta Force. I'm being really selfish by asking for likes. Anyway, much love, peace out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.